Hey, this is Peter Cunha, broker owner of Open Doors with my buddy David.baum.
Hello, everybody. David.baum, Cross Country Mortgage. How's it going, Pete?
Hey, good, man. This is our weekly update, and we were trying to queue this up as to what's going on out there, and more importantly, it's what's not going on out there. We were talking about transaction counts, and affordability almost is people are struggling right now. So I guess on the optimistic side is if we had a crystal ball 7 months ago, what would we be asking for in the real estate market?
Inventory, good rates, things like that, right? That's 7 months ago.
Right.
Fast forward to, almost, heading into the fourth quarter now, right? Obviously, market volatility are at highs right now. Obviously, we're still dealing with this, inflation, unfortunately. But interest rates, are near the high levels of the year, like back in June. If they improved at that time when the Fed spoke, we're praying maybe tomorrow, hopefully, the Fed will, shed a little bit of light that maybe will make rates get better again, hopefully in the near future. But there's, the support can go either way right now with where rates are. So we're, I think everyone's just hoping that maybe some of this volatility can settle down heading into the fourth quarter. So, we can, borrowers can feel a little more at ease and comfortable, making decisions and buying houses, and hopefully winning some bids.
Yeah, and that's, you bring up a good point. It's like I know that there's a lot of people that are just kicking the tires, like, now if I can get the right house for the right price, I'd be willing to buy it. And this is where I'm challenging all my buyers. Why aren't we looking at houses right now? We're trying to marry the house, not the rate, right? And can you afford it? Can't you afford it? What's the ultimately there's three options that could happen, right? Interest rates could go higher. Um, Certainly could, right? Interest rates could stay where they're at, which is, somewhere between 5 and 7%, depending on what kind of loan that you're getting. And then the second part or the third part of this is that they could go down, right? And if they go down, that's, like great, refi, lock in on a lower rate. Because that's typically what we did. I mean, I remember I bought my first condo in Asbury. Rates were, I think, 6%. And we wound up, I remember locking in at 3.25. I was like, wow, okay, that's great. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm really, from your perspective, because you deal with a lot more clients, I guess, via your web of realtors out there.
Mhm.
But are you seeing a lot of pre-approvals? I mean, are they still coming to you saying, hey, what can I afford?
Yeah, a lot of people we are still sending out, online applications, talking to clients on a daily basis. Maybe not at the levels in past, but there's still a good amount of buyers that are out there. And it's even more importantly, a lot of the pre-approvals that just have not gotten a place have to be reevaluated too. People that, 6, 8 months ago still haven't found a house when they were pre-approved at 3.25, and rates maybe have doubled since then. Their affordability could have potentially dropped, or certain things could change. So I mean, there's still plenty amount of pool out there, but we definitely are sending out a lot of pre-approvals right now. And at the level they're not winning bids as quickly in the past, just because of not as much inventory, and there is a little less competition, it seems like. I'm not running into maybe 20 offers on houses right now with clients, unless it's that one special house. But there are some, 3, 4, 5 offer situations, and things like that, at least that I'm seeing. I don't know. How about you guys?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is like obviously it's like the mid houses that are priced right. It's just you'll get two or three offers. We have a couple of homes that are hitting the market, but I put them in that ugly home category for no other reason that they just haven't been updated in 20, 30 years.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that they're not livable, but if you're willing to kind of sacrifice, living in that house. I mean, prime example, I bought my house 3 years ago. I still have 70s, 80s bathroom tile because we
Mhm.
haven't renovated the bathrooms, but we just renovated the kitchen. We added, some stuff to the backyard, which really kind of just changes the whole house.
Mhm.
So, from my perspective, I'm seeing my buyers with a lot more purchasing power. Even though that they're paying a little bit more on the interest front, you don't have to be 100,000 over ask,
Right.
right? Like I remember somebody lost the deal because they offered 95,000 over, but
Sure.
they needed to be 100,000 over. They weren't willing to do it psychologically, like, whereas now it's like, okay, there's 4 or 5 options. And guess what? You make an offer and see which one might accept. It doesn't have to be asking price. A lot of, what's the headline that I love when people are like, I'm seeing all these price reductions. I'm like, yeah, because they're overinflated to begin with, right? Like, if they had them priced, I could still show them houses where we're bidding 25, 30,000 over.
Mhm.
Because I think marketing strategies are so important right now, and it's people aren't taking advantage of it.
Mhm.
For example, somebody just sent me a thank you. They hadn't gotten an offer on their house. Special house, needed renovations, but it had a beautiful view in Highlands, right? And I told them, don't drop the price. They did a little bit of cosmetic stuff to it,
Mhm.
relisted the house, and they had offers, multiple offers. Same house, almost zero to nothing as far as redoing it, and all of a sudden, it's just, I think marketing's more important than it ever has been, right?
Sure.
And just even as simple as doing a drone footage to show the neighborhood, right? It works.
Yeah, I mean, obviously pictures, right? They help sell, video, pictures, everything. I mean, the more you get it out there, the more they can see it and visualize it, and visualize their family being there and stuff. So,
And I think that's the quality of life. People know where they want to live, right?
mhm.
I always have the hard time where it's like, I want to, I need a rental. It could be a 1 bedroom. I'm good anywhere from Cape May up to Hazlitt. All right, mic drop. Okay, how much are you looking to spend? let's let's really narrow this down, right?
Yeah,
So, it's just kind of funny. It's like, I'm looking for an investment property. Give me the right capex. And that happened today, right? I'm like, how are they doing? How are they calculating their capex? Are they cash buyers? Are
yeah.
they financing? Is this a cash over cash number? And, it's just, there's so many things. And that's what I think is really good about our partnership is we're helping people make these calculations, right? They want to be investors. They want to own multiple properties. I
Mhm.
challenge somebody to say, well, tell me what your 5-year plan is. And it just kind of stuck them straight, like they were looking for an investment property. Okay, why are you looking for an investment property, right? And it's like when you challenge somebody to think a little bit deeper, I'd love to buy you 10 houses in 5 years if it's doable.
Sure. Sure. Yes, they're ultimately they're just, yeah, they don't really have a plan so much. And like you said, they plan to fail, with not having a
Right,
proper plan, they
right.
kind of plan to fail. So that's why, you and I were here to help, obviously help people, with their plan, at least put them in place, put them in line so they can, they can understand what they're doing from a budget perspective and help, or just think about, not just the present, but the future, and things like that. Because yeah, if you don't plan to, if you don't plan it out, you're certainly going to plan to fail. And
Right.
it's important. But
Yeah.
right now, obviously, we're just, like I said, we're all dealing with the challenges in the market, and and the volatility continues. But like I said, better days are ahead, obviously, and hopefully, with the Fed's announcements, maybe tomorrow, maybe things will get a little bit better again. But overall, still a great time to buy, obviously, real estate, and speak to Pete and I. We'd love to be able to help you guys out, and answer any questions you may have about mortgage or real estate, related items.
Yeah, and with that said, if something gross happens tomorrow on the call, let's do a follow-up. I know we do this on a weekly basis. If we have to do 2 calls, let's do it, all right?
Yeah, sure, that's no problem. I mean, I'm hoping, I mean, there are a lot of forecasters right now, they're just saying that they hope, the Fed, may lean on one potential side versus the other with what they're going to say. Don't want to speculate anything, but unfortunately, I mean, they are what they are right now, and everyone's dealing with, where the rates are. So, we're just trying to make the best of the situation and, give people the best advice that's available, and, they have to make the decisions accordingly. We can't force anybody to do anything they want or don't want to do. We could just give guidance and let them make the right decisions, that's best for them.
Right, and off camera, we are talking a little bit about this. There's obviously there's less transactions than there were, say, a year ago. And we're
Very so.
seeing just kind of our industry in general, forget about buyers and sellers, but lenders that are desperate out there because at the end of the day, they have to provide food for their families as well. Seeing a lot of realtors that are just, hey, listen, this is hard now. I'm not doing, a couple of transactions a year now. Now, like, I'm gonna have to either, I feel like they're forcing their clients to buying or selling a home because that's the right thing for them versus their clients. And
Mhm.
it's just I think it's really important. It's whether they go with us or somebody else. Just be prudent, do your due diligence, and make sure you have somebody that's got your best interest in mind, not theirs.
Sure. Yeah, and definitely seeing a lot of desperate, like you said, desperate people that might be trying to force that quick buck or, try to do something. And, in turn doing that, you're seeing customer service levels drop. You're seeing, true colors come out on some people, unfortunately, and when they're just, whether they mean to or not, that's just, we get it. It's, stressful times, obviously, for people. But just like I said, keep your head up. Obviously, just keep doing. I know just do the right thing. Obviously, for clients and customers. Customers always at the front of every transaction, right? You never put ourselves ahead of them. So, I like I say, I think ultimately overall, good times are ahead. And it's not going to be this way forever.
Right.
But hopefully, maybe some of this volatility will ease up into the fourth quarter. And maybe that recession portion instead of inflation will start to look a little bit better, hopefully, and they can tame inflation, which will only help rates overall and
So
affordability.
yeah, so at the end of the day, we don't we there's things that are certainly out of our control. We're just kind of trying to provide the best guidance that we can in these scenarios. So
Yeah.
Dave, thanks for your time, buddy. Let's do this again next week, all right?
All right. I'll let you, if there's any major news tomorrow, I'll let you know, but hopefully we'll be good to go, and I'll see you next week.
All right, later, buddy.
Take care, everybody. Bye.